What is up, YouTube? It is the Ville Outdoors here. Today is October 16th of 2025. I am here back in Pennsylvania. The Virginia trip has been over for about a month now, and it's been about a month since I've been fishing. Since I got back from Virginia, the weather hasn't been too great here in Pennsylvania, and I've been busy myself and haven't gotten the chance to go out fishing as much. But I have off work today, and we are here in Berks County, Pennsylvania, going to be targeting some trout, some non-native wild brown trout, that is. So this is a creek I've fished before. I am somewhat familiar with this creek, but my success varies here, so we're going to see how today pans out. We have the Ugly Stik Elite rod as usual. This is the 6-foot, I think it's medium action rod. Medium action or light action, it's one of those two. It doesn't really matter for the type of fishing I typically do. On there we have the Trout magnet with a clearish sparkly color. I forget exactly what they call that. And the silver Trout magnet jig head, that's a 1/64 ounce. And we have 4-pound Leland S.O.S trout line. So we're going to be casting this in some of the deeper pockets today that I've caught fish out of before, and just jig this around and see what comes up. It's been a little bit cool here in Pennsylvania lately, so not sure how that's going to be affecting the fishing. Maybe it'll make the trout more active, maybe not, but still waiting for the sun to come up over the creek here. It's about 9:40 in the morning, so sun should be touching the creek soon and we'll be able to see a little bit more. But I'm going to get started casting in this hole and see what comes up. All right, cast number one. Hopefully we don't get snagged right off the bat. There's one thing I dislike about fishing in the fall. It's all the leaves getting hooked around my line. I think I just had a little bite there. Could have been a fall fish or creek chub as well. They also inhabit this area. Oh, I got fish on. Fish on. I think it's a trout. Oh no, it's a fall fish. Look at the size of that fall fish. Dang, that's a big fall fish. Alright, let's get this guy unhooked. Yeah. Well, there's our native species crossed off for the day. Nice fall fish. I'll take a shot and let this guy go. Alright, let's let our fall fish go back in the water here. Off he goes. I thought for sure that was going to be a trout. Well, we at least got the skunk off for the day. We don't have to worry about getting skunked now. Now we just need to find our target species. It is going to be a little bit breezy today. I think there's gusts in the upper 20-mile-per-hour range, which is quite a lot for what I typically like to fish in. But since this stream is a little bit more in a valley, a little bit more wind protected, I don't think it'll have too much of an effect. But still, it might distort the surface a little bit, make it a little bit harder to see. Harder to keep our lure in place, maybe. Oh, I thought for sure that was a fish. Snag number one of the day. I think this one is in a spot where I can get it out, but I'll lose this hole. But this hole doesn't really produce much for me anyway, There we go. Lure is out. Oh, I had a fish on there. Dang it. I don't know if I'll get him to come back. Definitely not getting that fish to come back now. Textbook trout spot right here, but each time I fished here, I've yet to catch a trout in this spot. This hole, at least. I just casted my line into a bunch of sticks. That'll be helpful. So watch for the low-hanging branches. Oh, I got one. That is the smallest one ever, but it is a trout. There you go. You guys can see him there in the net. Gotta wet our hands, and we're gonna take care of this guy. All right, guys, there is our magnificent PA wild brown trout. Got those nice red spots going down the lateral line. Not a giant by any means, but that is the target species for the trip, so at least we got a little guy. All right, let's see if we can make that one grow a little bit. Catch a bigger one. Oh, that's a bigger one. Holy cow. Don't lose this one. Yes. Well, back-to-back casts. I think we found him. That is a beautiful fish right there. Take that all day. Nice quality wild fish there. Absolutely nailed the trout magnet. You can see the hook pointing on the other side. That is a gorgeous brown trout. We're gonna go ahead and release this guy. All right, say goodbye to our brown trout. He's gonna go back in the water. Away he goes. Fish on, fish on. Oh, it's not a trout. This is a creek chub. Hello, Mr. Creek Chub. Well, that increases our species count to 3. This guy is not our target species though. Simotilus atromaculatus, something like that. Fall fish, 2 brown trout, One creek chub. There's a fish. What are you? You good, trout? Nope, you're another creek chub. Alright. That one's got a real nice purplish color on the gill plate there. Pretty cool. Big mouth on that guy. Black spot on the dorsal fin there at the base of it, characteristic of the creek chub. I'll go ahead and let him go. Now this is a good looking hole here. Remember last October I caught a good sized trout out of here. Not a giant by any means, but good size for this creek. Oh, I just had a good bite and I missed it. Completely sold that. What the heck? Oh, I got him. That is a wild trout. I thought it looked like a rainbow trout at first. That is another brown trout there. Not a bad one. Wet our hands and then we'll handle this guy. Alright, I just popped the hook out of our brown trout here. Now we're going to go ahead and let him go. There he goes. Fish on. Oh, he just came off. Dang it. Just playing around with him too much. I looked down to check and see if my GoPro was recording still, and he got off. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That wasn't a very big one anyway, but would have been the fourth one of the day. Fourth brown trout of the day. Our totals are up to 1 fall fish, 3 brown trout, and 2 creek chub. So we're at, what's that, 6 fish total? Hopefully that fish comes back. That was a monster. That was probably a 18 to 20 incher. That one I just saw. Got a fish on, but I forgot to hit record. Right. There we go. Oh, the hook popped out. There he is. That's another brown trout. This one's lacking some color though. There he is. Take a shot and then we'll let him go. Alright, trout number 4. Going back. Here, fishy, fishy. There's a stick there, I gotta watch out for that. Ooh. I just had a bite right off the drop there. Oh, that was a terrible cast. There's a fish. Let's see what we got here. You a trout? No, you're a fall fish. Let me just flip you up. This guy's cold, like ice cold. Alright, we're gonna get a corner pocket right here. Got a fish. Let's see, is that trout? Another fall fish. Alright guys, I circled back to this hole for a little while and I cast around the Rapala ultralight minnow, hoping that I would be able to get that giant brown trout out of here. This is the lure that I caught my biggest brown trout on last year, which I think was close to 20 inches. Wild trout, that is. Did not catch the big one today, but we did still catch some pretty decent trout today and one really tiny one. So all in all, not a bad day. This is actually one of the better days I've had at this creek, surprisingly. It is just about lunchtime now, so it is time for me to walk back to my car, drive home, and have some lunch. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video today. A little switch up with the trout fishing. I know it's been a lot of micro fishing on the channel as of late, especially with the Virginia videos going up. There was a lot of life listing, and with life listing leads to a lot of micro fishing to get those species count up. If you guys are interested in seeing those Virginia videos, they are all up and live on the channel now. There's even a playlist dedicated to them. It says Virginia Fishing Trip 2025. If you want to check that out, that'll be on my channel page, so you can see that there. But I know a lot of you guys enjoyed the trout fishing, so we got out, did some trout fishing today. I was gonna potentially do some saltwater fishing, but nor'easter came through, wiped out a lot of New Jersey beaches a little bit, so gonna need a time for that to settle before we go hit the salt again. Maybe the next couple weeks. There are some targets I'll have in the saltwater this fall, the window pane flounder and the spiny dogfish being the main ones. So we'll fish for those eventually, but today was not the day. Again, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next episode of the Ville Outdoors.